and welcome back to the Knitting Diaries. My name is Inga Rós and I live in a small town in East Iceland with my 3 boys and my husband. You can find me on Instagram as inga.rós and on Ravelry as Inga Rósu. My Etsy store is yarnfromtheshire.etsy.com. And I have a Periscope account, but I never use it. I just watch other people's Periscopes, but maybe someday I will. I just want to say thank you for tuning in to my little show about knitting mostly, and dyeing yarn, and sometimes sewing. For now only product bags, but I am getting really inspired by other podcasters who are sewing a lot these days. Especially Maria of the Stitch in Sweden podcast. She is making bras. And I find that very interesting because you actually can't buy any bras in my town. I have to drive for at least to Akureyri to buy bras. And they never fit anyway, so why not make my own? So I might be trying that out, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope you like what you see, and subscribe and become a return viewer if you are a new one. And I am just so thankful for those who do come back, for spending a little bit of time with me. Our summer top, knit along or crochet along or whatever you were doing, is now over, and I closed the thread this morning. Today is September 1st, by the way. I said that I would be drawing a prize for the finished object thread, and also from the chapter thread. And I actually decided that I would be drawing 2 prizes from the chapter thread. So the winner from the finished object thread was, and I did this by random number generator, and the post for the finished object thread was post number 19, and that was 1267 needles. And she is Janice, and she lives in Canada. So congratulations, Janice, and please get in touch with me with your name and address, and I will be sending you this notions pouch. This is a small bag. It's great to keep in your little notions, your progress keepers and scissors and everything. And it has, like every other bag, my Icelandic fabric on the inside, and it's the very last of this fabric with the sheeps on them, and they are having knitting patterns on them. And this one, this speckled skein of yarn. This is my Sunna base, which is an 80-10-10 base of superwash merino, cashmere and nylon, and it is speckled with 3 blue colors, and it's really pretty. It doesn't have a name yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be a regular colorway or what, but I think it's really pretty. And yeah, so Janice, send me your information and I will pop this in the post for you. The next 2 I draw from the chapter thread, and they will be getting a skein of yarn, of my hand-dyed yarn, because I'm trying to get it out there, and 3 progress keepers, also made by me. So these will be going, this is my Vinga base, which is 100% superwash merino, and this is a sport weight. These will be going to post also number 19, and that is Ravelry username McNeely, And her name is Nicole, and she also won a prize in my first knit-along, I think. I already sent her some prizes, but congratulations, Nicole, you won again. You are obviously my lucky viewer. So get in touch with me and send me your address because I don't have it anymore, and I will ship this out to you. And the second winner for the chapter thread was post number 106, and that is a Ravelry named TJMO, and that is Terry, and she lives in Missouri. And I was really happy that Terry was our lucky viewer also for the lucky winner, because she surprised me on my birthday and sent me a pattern for my birthday gift. And I was just really surprised and happy about that. So I'm really glad I could give her something back. And she will be getting these progress keepers and this skein of yarn, which is a variegated pink. And this is also on my Vinca base, but this is a DK weight. And it's really pretty. Yeah, so Terry, get in touch with me with your address and I will send you this. Yeah, the pattern Terry sent me for my birthday was Susan B. Anderson's new pattern called the Smooth Operator Socks, which is an afterthought heel pattern. I haven't used it yet, but I have plans for it. But so, congratulations, ladies, and please get in touch with me on the easiest way is just to message me on Ravelry, and I will get this out to you. Our new knit along or crochet along, I always say knit along, but you can of course crochet if that's your preference. The cast on day was today. I haven't cast on yet myself, but I picked out the pattern, and it's this Icelandic shawl pattern, and I will be knitting it out of einband, and I posted it on Instagram, my color choices for this, and it's just this 4 colors here, and I think, and this is the Icelandic lace weight, and it's not really soft. It's rather, could you say, rugged or something like that. But it's a really fine thread, but it's a really strong one. This doesn't break like the Lobby does. So I am looking forward to casting that on. And she gives on other colors, and mine will be something more like this. But this is, I printed out the Icelandic version obviously, and it's called Vor. I think it's called Icelandic Spring Shawl. And it's a pattern by Helen Magnusson. I think I talked a little bit about her on my last episode. But yeah, I'm looking forward to casting this on because I will be, as I said, sometime before, I will be knitting all the shawls this winter. I wanted to give some pod love now. I haven't done that in a while, I think. And that is for a fairly new podcast called One More Row, and that is with Susan, and she lives in Canada, and she is lovely. She is I think her Ravelry name is Tall Polish Girl, and I have seen her around commenting on other people's chapter threads and like that, and something like that. And she is, I just always feel like I am sitting across from her, and she is talking directly to me. I love watching her. You should totally check her out. She's really fun. And the other one is not a new podcast, but a new to me, and that is Vicky of the Sweet Leaves podcast. And Vicky is just a cool person. She is all covered in tattoos. She has a little bit of a husky voice, and I love her. I love watching her. She has amazing projects, and she is dyeing yarn, and she spins. I'm really wanting to try to spin, but it won't happen. Right, not right now. I'm looking down at my show notes because I have written myself a script again. I'm not reading word for word, but since I don't talk in English every day, it really helps me a lot to write it up at least once and read over it, and then I find it easier to translate it in my head while I talk. But yeah, Vicky is amazing, and I love her projects, and so you should check her out as well. But on to some knitting, because that's why you're here. So on to my kláruð verkefni or finished objects. I have done, you haven't even seen these as a whip or anything, because I finished them in 4 days. I cast them on last Thursday and I finished them on Monday. And these are from my Filici yarn that Sarah sent me. These are knitted on 2x2 rib and 2.225mm needles, and these are just plain vanilla socks with a Fisleps kiss heel and nothing important. I've even been wearing them, so I'm not going to show them really up close, but this is the dark side colorway. And I did have some problems with, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen, because I do 2 at a time cuff down socks when I'm knitting my socks. And I do as Mina does. She casts on for one cuff and knits that, and then casts on for the second cuff and knits that, and then she joins them together on a long long for the magic loop method. But the first one I cast on looked like this. So when I pulled out from the center of the next ball, it started on some other color, so I just wound off and cut off and started at the black. But as you can see, the black stripe is a lot wider than the other ones. So when I was knitted, almost finished the cuff, I just had black and then red. So that didn't match at all. And I don't mind if my socks don't match, but when I'm doing socks like this, self-striping, I would like them to match. So I ripped out the cuff again and just cut off the yarn, measured about the same. They don't match up completely, but yeah, I like them. And they fit well, and yeah, they're really warm. The other finished object that I did was the gather hat that I talked about last time that I was going to do, and I just finished that in 2 nights. So this hasn't been washed or blocked or anything, but I have been wearing it because it's getting quite cold in Iceland. And this is a paid-for pattern by Tinka Knits called Gather, and you get a pattern for the hat and a cowl. And I just knit the hat, but it's this, not cables, but this really fun textured pattern. And it was fun and easy knit. It's not hard to do this, not at all. It's very fun and very easy, and I really like the results. This is my hand-dyed yarn on my Sunna base, which is an 80-10-10, and it's a DK weight. The third finished project that I did was I knit my little niece, who is 2, some little socks. They were so cute. Because the last time I podcasted, I showed you some very colorful socks that I made or I didn't make her for my sister, but my sister had a birthday on August 16th, and I decided that I would give her the pair of socks that I had knitted. And she has a little 2-year-old, and she just stood by when her mom was trying on the socks and stroked them and said, "Wow, what's always going on now?" So I since I had left over of the yarn, I said that I would knit her some socks as well, just like her mom's. So I did that, but I don't have them anymore since I already gave them, but I will put a picture of them in here. And I cast on 48 stitches for these, and just a 2x2 rib and a fish lips seal, and they turn out really cute. For my verk í vinnslu, or my works in project, I actually did show you these last time, but I just had a couple of rows, if even that, on the first cuff. But these are my giant socks, as I would like to call them, because they are huge. They are not for my husband. They are for my friend's husband. She bought the yarn for them at the market I was doing and asked me to knit her husband socks for Christmas. So I'm not in any hurry to finish them, and I am so bored with this. It's just the plain vanilla socks. As I said, he uses shoe size number 46. I have no idea what that is in your size, but it's big. So I will get them finished before Christmas, but actually I don't have that much left, but I am not very motivated to knit on them. And I thought it was really funny that she picked this yarn because it has Delina in it. So he will have some sparkle socks, maybe a little bit. But he is really I don't know, outgoing and a little bit cuckoo. So he probably won't mind the sparkle in the socks. The other thing, I haven't worked on my Cozy Memories blanket at all, but I finally finished casting off for my first pinwheel square. I already did the knitting some time ago, but I didn't figure out how to cast off like Mina does it with almost like a 3-needle bind off, but not quite, since there are no stitches over here. But when I sat down to figure it out, it was no problem. I had woven in the ends, but I haven't cut them off because I was going to use Katrina's method of Katrina is dyer behind Cat's Kettle and Yarn 30 podcast, and she showed some time ago that she had taken a needle that you used to felt with a felting needle, and she had just woven the ends in just a little and then felt it over, and you couldn't even see where she had hidden the end, woven in the end, and it wasn't going anywhere, because I don't want to have it is pretty obvious when you're weaving in ends on the back like this, so I wanted to try that out, and I did another one. Yeah, I wanted to say my squares are going to be based on swaps. So if I'm doing a swap, not all of the triangles, like this one, these 4 are from the very first swap I did with Marilyn, which was the expat swap with Mina, where you signed up, and yeah, it was a swap. These 4 are from me, what I just my projects. So this is Marilyn's square, and these are from the Reluctant Sisters podcast. There are 3 colors in there from me, but the others, and this is handspun by Sarah, and this is so pretty. It is a little bit plumper than the other ones, but I don't mind. It's beautiful, and it had to be in there. And there are no ends woven in here, but I will get to that. So yeah, so these are my verk í vinnslu. I was talking about, I was going to talk about a little bit about framtíðarprjón or future knitting, because I was watching Candace of the Pin Feathers and Pearls podcast, and I don't know if it was her latest one. Yeah, I think it was, where she was showing off her new brioche shawl called the Sizzle and Pop, or Sizzle Pop shawl, and it is absolutely stunning, her shawl, and I have to knit that shawl, and I am going to be making it out of my new colorway called Autumn, and it is this variegated color of very dark orange and dark green and browns, and it is amazing, I think, at least. And this is on my Sunna base, so that is an 80-10-10, and I was going to pair it with because it's a brioche shawl, a little bit of a lighter color, and this is the yarn that Jennifer sent me from Plain Fleece and Fiber, and this is Supernatural yarn, I think, yeah, and it's this very orangey and reds and browns, but I think it will be nice with this one in a brioche shawl. And if you haven't checked out the Sizzle Pop shawl, you really should. It is amazing, and I've never done brioche. I've been knitting for a long time, but I've never done brioche. In Icelandic it's called klukkuprjón, if you are interested in that. And since it's all orange and autumn, this is going to be my pumpkin shawl, and I am going to be entering it if I get to finish it in time. Gabby of the Once Upon a Corgi podcast and Joanna, I'm just going to look, Joanna of the Stitching the High Nuts podcast, they are doing a pumpkin along, I think, pumpkin and knit along, yeah. And if I get to finish it, this will be entered in that knit along. Hopefully I will finish in time, because it's running all the way through November 24th, so it's plenty of time, almost 3 months. But yeah, on to the postkasse, or the mailbox, because I ordered a skein of yarn that came, and I am expecting 2 more, but I won't talk about them until later. One of them is from Katrina of the Cat's Kettle, and that has been around. If you look at the tracking for the package, it's been around, and maybe I'll tell you about it next time. But yeah, Emily of the Arctic Knitting podcast has an Etsy store called Emily's Arctic Yarn, and she was having a sale. She has a little boy and he turned 1 on August 17th, so she has a discount on that day, and I ordered this one. It is called Cotton Candy, and it's a 75-25 blend, and it's very pretty. And she was nice enough to send another skein for you guys. This is a one of a kind dye for her. It's not that pink, it's more of an orange, and I will be saving this for probably our shawl along as a prize. So thank you, Emily, for that. I love her label. It's just a mirror. Her name is Emily Bjorna, and I hope I'm saying that right. Bjorna, yeah, I think so. And she sent me also a couple of mini skeins that will be going into my pinwheel blanket. The other mail that arrived, I got a swap package from Eva Christie of the Eva Christie Hand Knitting podcast in Scotland. I haven't sent out mine yet, but I will. Probably not until after the weekend though, because I need some time to get it together. But she sent me this gorgeous yarn, and this is called Pistachio. It's a 4-ply superwash merino, 100% superwash merino, hand dyed in Edinburgh, and it's gorgeous. I don't know what to do with it yet, but I am sure I will find something, and maybe I will dye up some coordinating color and make a shawl with it. Who knows? She sent the boys some chocolate, which they loved, and she sent me this lovely little tube of hand cream, which is really good. And I'm not gonna show you all of them, but look at those beautiful minis. Yeah, I'm gonna show you at least one of them, because she also made me a stitch marker. Look at that. So pretty. I haven't taken it off yet, but I will. And she sent me a card with some, I don't have with me here, and telling me what the yarns are. And she sent me 2, 4, 6, 7 mini skeins. Yeah, so that's almost a whole square in my pinwheel blanket. And these are big. I usually don't use about 4 or 5 grams in each triangle for my squares. So these would be maybe 2 squares. Very happy with this. And I am getting your packets together, Eva. Yeah, I wanted to show you something else that I have here also already in my notions pouch, because this is so cute. This is from Awesome Granny, and it's going with me everywhere, because I ordered some knitting I love progress keepers. I think these are so fun. I haven't clicked on any others, but I am seeing this all over, where people are clipping on the progress keepers in these little holes. So this is a progress keeper holder or something, but I really love it. It's so cute. Since I'm talking about Eva of the Eva Hand Knitting podcast, Eva Christie Hand Knitting podcast, I might actually be going to Edinburgh in November, and I can't wait. I am so excited because Eva, who lives in Perth, who is just an hour away, is going to come to Edinburgh and meet up with me, and I can't wait to get to meet her in person. And also David of this podcast, and maybe even Kirsty and Charlotte. Kirsty has a podcast called Little Bee, and Charlotte is Charlotte Knits, and I can't wait. If they can all come, that would be amazing. We will have so much fun, and because I am going to be staying for 3.5 days in Edinburgh in very late November, so I'm very excited about that. I think that is all. No, it's not. I have talked about it before. I did a die-off with David of this podcast, and we posted or opened up a threads in our Ravelry groups and asked people to put in pictures that they would like to see us recreate on yarn. And there was a picture in my group that we both really liked, and we were excited to try to put that on yarn. And I have dyed up mine, and I know David has his dyed up, and he was just waiting to show it off, waiting for me to show it off, because I had to order more yarn because I was just out of stock. But I have dyed it up now, and this is the picture that we chose. And this is my skein, and I love it. It is this, if you noticed, behind the woman is a background of really soft but yet dark. No, not dark, but I don't know how to describe it. But it's basically this beige color. I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, pretty good. And then her dress is black and blue and purple, and those are the speckles. And I'm very happy with this. I think it looks really good. And I can't wait to see David's version of that picture. I'm so excited to see his. And I did too. This one was done a little bit differently. This one has been reskeined, and this one hasn't. And it's on a different base, but yeah, I'm very happy with this. Maybe this will become a colorway in my shop. I really like the idea of this, of dyeing the base one color very soft and then doing speckles over it. I think it comes out really beautiful. So that was my dye off with David. Maybe we'll even do it again sometime. And now for the almost to the end, we just have to go through síðan síðast, or since last time. Life now is almost back on track. The school has started again, so the boys are in play school and middle school and what is, yeah, every school stage has started. And I really like that. I like the routine. And now that they are getting up earlier in the morning, they are getting to bed earlier at night, and that means that I get to nap more, which who can complain about that? Today was actually something called Göngudagur in the school for the older boys, which just means that every class goes out on a hike. The younger kids obviously don't go very far, they just hike around in the surrounding area, but we have a really beautiful area around our town, so you don't have to go very far to find beautiful spots. And yeah, August was at least very happy when he came home. They get to pack a lunch, and they just took with them towels and extra socks because they were going up to a little creek where they could splash around in the water for a little bit before they came back home. But Unnar actually went a little bit longer and hiked near Snæfell, or I think it's just called the Snow Mountain. In English, but that is actually the highest mountain in Iceland that is not a glacier. And I might put up some pictures from their hike. But they left in 9 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't come back until 4:30 in the afternoon. He was quite exhausted when he came home, but it was a lot of fun. Not this weekend, but the weekend before that, my friends and I did something very fun. One of our group is moving to the UK, to Chesterfield, and we decided that we were going to say goodbye to her in a fun way. So we surprised her with a photo shoot and a day at the spa, and then a really nice dinner in the evening. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a rather spooky photo posted, because we all dressed up and put on makeup and everything, and we dressed up as witches, and we went to a little cove called Stekkjavik. It's down by the really big river we have in my area, and we took some photos with a professional photographer, and they came out amazing. We haven't really gotten any more. He is still processing them and doing some fiddly things in Photoshop, I guess, but we received the first one that evening, and we all completely loved it, and we had so much fun doing this. And I will post the picture here. And my friend that is moving away, she was so happy with this picture that she said she was gonna blow it up and put it in her dining room in her new house in Chesterfield. Yeah, so that was amazing fun. Yeah, that's all about knitting and my life in general. And then there is just some shop stuff, because I have been dyeing some, not a lot of sewing, I'm sorry to say, because I wanted to be putting up some bags in the shop as well, but maybe I will just do that soon without actually announcing it on a podcast, because I will not be recording my next show until 2 weeks from now. But I wanted to show you what I have been dyeing. I have 2 new colorways. I'm just gonna start with the ones I am dyeing again. This is Volcano, and this is on my Krista base. As I talked about last time, the bases are named from female personas from the Ísfólkið. I don't know if I know that it has been translated in English, but I don't know the name from it there. And these are Krista, and that is an 80% superwash merino and 20% silk. And I love how the silk takes up the dye. It's a little bit different from the superwash nylon, for example. But these are 3 on Krista. And Krista was actually if I had a girl, that was actually going to be her name. Since I am not having any more babies, it just has to be a yarn base. So yeah, this is Volcano on Krista, and this one, there is one on my Sunna base, which is an 80-10-10 blend. Then I did some Ice Cave, and there are 2 on Saga, which is a Stellina base, and there are 2 on Silja, which is a basic 75-25 base. And then there are Northern Lights, and there are 3 on the Stellina base, and I really like Northern Lights on Stellina. Comes out really pretty. And then there are 2 on Silja as well. It's getting really blown out because now it's dark outside. The clock, it's 11 o'clock at night, and it's really dark outside. And yeah, and now for the new ones. These are all autumn, and these are just orange and dark green and browns. And there are 4 of these, all on Sunna. It is an 80-10-10 because I picture these as a shawl, at least. And then there are, because my sister really loved her socks, and I got some nice comments about the socks I posted on Instagram. I made it a regular colorway, and it is this really bright speckles of neon greens and neon yellow and hot pink and very purple. And these are called Last Days of Summer, because when when the summer is almost over, you try to cram in all of the things that you meant to do this summer but never did. But so you are trying to cram in all the fun on the last few days, and that's kind of what this color reminds me of, just cramming in all of those colors on one base. And there are 3 on Silja and 1 on Sunna. And the update is already live, so if you are interested, hurry along, don't miss out. And these are the last ones. These are moss green, and there are 2 on Krista, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% silk. And you can see the difference. The silk one is not much lighter, but some lighter. You can see the difference. And there are 2 on Krista and 4 on Silja. No, a lie. There are only 3 in shop because I am keeping one. I was going to try to knit up some swatches to put in the shop because I really like when people do that, so you can at least have some idea of how it looks like knit up. So I'm going to keep this one, or one of them, and knit up a sample. And I am actually going to do that for all of them. And then maybe I will do a mini skein set for the yarn I'm not going to use myself. But these will probably be Don't Touch Those Leaves socks, which is a pattern by the periscoping sister. Each one, now either one of those, don't remember which one. Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching, and if you like the show, please subscribe. I always have trouble saying that word. Please subscribe and become a regular viewer. I would really like that. And I hope I see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.